I'm Audrey Kolski. I'm a consultant in API product management. I started as a developer developing APIs a bit before they were called APIs. They were web services at the time. And then I worked in pre-sales management. So I had a definite set of APIs, of payment APIs, and we were creating partnerships with e-commerce businesses. With those set of APIs. And then I worked in the music industry, still around APIs, creating partnerships thanks to music and subscription APIs. In my work, I've had several responsibilities. Being a product manager for APIs, of course, so designing, creating, developing APIs, but also selling those APIs and creating partnerships, creating values for partners to convince them to integrate the APIs and create new services. The part of my job that I love the most is talking with potential partners, with having in mind the toolbox of APIs I have in my company, and during the conversation, being able to imagine what the partnership will be like, what kind of services we can bring to that future potential partner, what experiences we will be able to create. So I'm really looking forward talking with clients again, talking with partners again. The ideal partner is a partner who's not afraid to do some integration, because of course with APIs, there is some development to do. It's not plug and play, like activating something in the back office. You need to really take those APIs to appropriate them to you and insert them into your system and to create new value into your system with those APIs. So the perfect partner is someone who is really willing to do some developments to create a new services, a new product, or added value into his product, who's open-minded about this. My specialty is, apart from designing APIs, it's to bring those APIs to market. It's the operations, organizing different teams and different processes to be able to pre-sell, to integrate, and to maintain those partnerships during the relationship with the partners. Organization, strategy, and how to maintain the life of the partnership, making evolve those APIs, making the partnership evolve. It's what I love to do and what I'm known for. So the main factors influencing my job, it's mainly the organization and the mindset of people, both internally in my company and also at the potential partners company. So if there is a good organization focused on creating, designing those APIs, but also putting some efforts into the selling process, into the maintenance process, into the partnership, it's really important for me to do my job right. Because sometimes either we forget that APIs are a product and that we need to keep making them evolve, or we forget a bit the charge that it is to sell those APIs and to maintain the partnerships and to create successes with the partnerships. And of course, on the partner side, it's really important that they are in a good mindset too, that they are using the API to create value and that they are wanting to make this partnership work. What makes a solid partner? Everybody can be a solid partner. That's what's great with APIs. Even if you started with a first use case, a first story, a first type of partners, I see APIs as a toolbox, and you can use a toolbox to maintain any kind of object. So with that metaphor, you understand that with a set of APIs, you can create a partnership in one vertical, and then you can go to another vertical, another type of partners to create values for them and to create new experiences. So anybody can be a good partner if you have the imagination to adapt your APIs or the way you talk about your APIs for those partners. What I would love people to be more aware of is that to be a product manager for APIs, you need to have, not to be a former developer, but to have a good understanding of how two systems are going to work together. A little bit of technique is necessary to be a product manager. And then I would like people to be aware that creating those APIs, developing those APIs are not enough. It's not enough. You really need to have teams focused on selling those APIs, systems to some alert systems to make sure that your APIs are always up and running and performant, and that you need teams dedicated to the clients. It's not enough to just create a service, create added value, and put it outside to the world, you also need a lot of efforts to keep it running and to create successful partnerships and to create value. It's actually quite a funny story. I had been working for 7 years only with APIs, first in pre-sales and then in a product management / pre-sales job. And then I quit my job and I became a consultant. And I thought I was a B2B product manager consultant because I was not aware that there was a whole community dedicated to APIs. So that's when I saw the APIdays conference, and I started to meet Mehdi, Isabelle, Claire, and all the people who are creating this wonderful community. That's where I started to understand that there was really a definite role around APIs, and it was really a community. And so that's with those people, this community, that I started to learn more about APIs and the specificity of the job. Even though I had been doing it, I just didn't realize before it was a job in itself, API, and not the whole B2B. And so all the articles, all the networking, the conferences, that's where I learned a lot more about the APIs and all the jobs around the APIs. What I think is really important around APIs is the documentation, how we communicate about the APIs to the public. I've met a technical writer in the previous consulting role, and it was really interesting to see all the science about creating documents. I thought I was able to create a good documentation about my APIs, and I did quite a good job in my previous roles. But this person showed me technical writing is really a whole world that I'm really wanting to discover more. And I think these roles are starting to develop more and more in every companies. So after my 1-year parental leave ending in 2 months, I plan to go back to consulting. So working for various clients, either consulting directly on APIs product management, designing APIs, but also consulting on how to get the API to market, rethinking the organization of the teams, how to create nice pre-sales and integration and maintenance processes. So I'm really looking forward to work with partnerships again and with APIs. Being a woman in API and having taken a year-long parental leave, which was amazing, by the way, it's really hard. It was a bit stressing to think, oh, I'm going to be away from the market for a year. People are going to forget about me. I'm going to forget about my job too. But at a few weeks away from going back, it was really amazing. I had a lot of contacts during my parental leave, not only about potential missions or potential contracts, but also people checking in and asking for advice. I did a little bit of pro bono consulting also during this time when I had time. So if anybody is doubting about taking time off to take care of a child or anything else, do it, because there is an amazing community around APIs, and I'm sure in other domains too, and you won't regret it and you won't be forgotten.